Hi guys, welcome to another e-learning video. This video will be how to find the percent of a number. So let's go ahead and try that. So you're going to have a percent of a particular number. In this case, it's 5% of 75. The way we're going to solve this is we're going to use the method where you change this percent to a decimal and you multiply by whatever number you have. So we're going to change this to a decimal. In order to do that, we have to think about what 5% means. Well, 5%, if we sort of write it in words, like I talked about in the last video, it means 5 per, and then cent basically means 100. So if you think about it, it's basically 5 out of 100. So it's 5 over 100 as a fraction. So when you do this, you think about it as 5% is 5 per 100, 5 out of 100. So this is what it would look like as a fraction, 5 over 100. And you're just going to type that in a calculator. You're going to type in 5, make it better 5 here. 5 divided by 100, because that's what this fraction basically is. If you want to change a fraction into a decimal, like we talked about last time, you have to do the top number divided by the bottom number, numerator divided by denominator. So that goes back to our last week's video. If you want to change this into a decimal, you can sort of think about it like, oh, it's this fraction. And last week we talked about, well, how do you turn the fraction into the decimal? Well, you would do the top number divided by the bottom number. So 5 divided by 100. And you go ahead and try that on your calculator. It turns out it's 0.05. So you're going to go ahead and write that out. Make some space here. 0.05. So that's what this is. This percent is this decimal, and I can actually make a better arrow there. It didn't turn out well. But it's 0.05. So this decimal is that percent. That percent is that decimal. And if you wanted to check it and think about what you learned last week, if you change this into a percent, you move 2 to the right, and you end up with 5%, because you move the decimal 2 places to the right to change a decimal to a percent. So just to make sure you're right, you could do 2 places to the right and go, oh yeah, it is 5%. So let's go ahead and try to solve the problem. We know that 5% is 0.05 because we did 5 divided by 100. If you had 7, you would do 7 divided by 100. You had 18, you do 18 divided by 100. That's what you do if you want to change a percent to a decimal. You take what you have divided by 100, because percents are out of 100. So we have 0.05 for 5%. And now all we have to do is type in a calculator times 75. And the reason I'm timesing by 75 is because that's the number I was given. So percent into the decimal. So we'll do 5 divided by 100. That's what you get. And then multiply by the other number that you're given. And you just go ahead and try that on your calculator. So 0.05 times 75, I get 3.75. That equals 3.75. That's one example. Let's go ahead and try another one. This time, let's use another random percent, like 10% of, say, 90. So it's 10%, so 10 out of 100. You go ahead and do this division in your calculator. 10 divided by 100. And you end up getting, and you can open this up. Some of you might know it, but you can open it up and check it. So 10 divided by 100, 0.1. So it ends up being 0.1. So once you've done 10% changed into a decimal, by doing 10 divided by 100. Remember, if this was like 25, you would do 25 divided by 100. You just divide by 100 to change the percent to a decimal. And the other part is that you need to multiply by the other number that you're given. And that's definitely something you type in the calculator. 0.1, and then we had times 90, and it turns out that's 9. So this was the method of how to change a percent into a decimal and then multiply by the other number you're given in order to find the percent of a number. So percent of a number with the method of changing it to a decimal and then multiplying by the other number. If you guys have any other questions about this, email me during my office hours or ask a question during our live session. Later in the week, we'll have another video and we'll be finding percent of a number again, but we'll be finding percent of a number by changing this to a fraction and then multiplying. Have a great week, guys. Look forward to seeing you.